Now, Governor Baker is speaking at the State House alongside state education officials. He's speaking about plans for testing in schools. Let's listen in.
School testing programs since the beginning of the pandemic. There are over 2,000 schools across the Commonwealth that are currently participating in at least one form of testing that we make available. And right now, most schools are doing pooled testing, which is a surveillance program that we set up for schools to screen for cases on a regular basis last spring. The data from over a year's worth of pooled testing shows that school is an extremely safe place for educators and kids. Positivity rates in pooled tests are significantly below what you might see in the community overall. Even among a population that is getting tested more often than almost any other group of people, schools continue to see very small numbers of cases by comparison. The other testing program we made available is the so-called Test and Stay program. The way that program works is after someone has been identified as a close contact to somebody who has tested positive, those kids are given rapid tests every day for 5 days to determine if they test positive or not. This avoids the extremely disruptive at-home quarantine period. And the data from our Test and Stay program confirms without a doubt that in-school transmission is extremely rare, far more rare than transmission that is happening outside of school. Over 500,000 Test and Stay tests have been done, 503,312 to be exact, and 496,440 have come back negative. That's 99% of Test and Stay tests have come back negative. Remember that these tests are given to kids who are identified as close contacts in school with someone who tested positive, and out of 500,000 tests, 99% of them came back negative. Other states that have conducted Test and Stay programs or similar kinds of programs have seen similar results. A CDC study showed that similar programs in California and Illinois found incredibly low rates of secondary transmission in school as well. Clearly, in-school spread is extremely rare. And as we all know, young people are at much lower risk for getting sick from COVID. In fact, they are the lowest risk population of all. But this program requires significant resources, both in the form of tests and school staff time, to identify possible close contacts and then contact trace. School nurses and others have done an incredible job around the clock to make this program operate as effectively as it has here in Massachusetts, and it's been massively successful in avoiding days lost at home. But the current state of the pandemic requires that we adapt our efforts to meet the times. And that's why starting next week, our administration, through the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, will begin distributing millions of rapid tests to schools across the Commonwealth. Schools have a choice. They can choose to opt into this new rapid program as an alternative to the Test and Stay program, or they can stay with the program that's been operating over the course of the past year. With this program, students and teachers take rapid tests home with them and test themselves once a week. This will be supported with the 26 million test order that we announced last week, and will be available over the coming weeks and months to make it work on a continuing basis. Schools that choose to participate in the at-home testing program alongside symptomatic and/or pooled testing will be able to discontinue contact tracing and the Test and Stay program. That will allow schools to focus time and resources on identifying symptomatic individuals. Schools will be able to start opting into the program for staff this week and will receive tests during the week of January 24th, and families will have to tell their schools if they want their students to participate. Tests will start to be distributed to schools for kids the week of January 31st.